let's just start from the basics. What is JSOC?
Joint Special Operations Command is the command that conducts the United States military's most sort of sensitive, secret special operations missions. And it was formed in 1980 as a result of the failure of Operation Eagle Claw, which was the attempt to rescue the American hostages in Tehran. And in the wake of that failure, the Pentagon put together a blue chip board of half a dozen active and retired military officers, and one of the to study the failure and make recommendations, and one of the recommendations was the creation of a permanent counterterrorism joint task force with a permanent staff and with units assigned to that task force permanently, because the rescue attempt had been conducted by sort of an ad hoc pickup team of a staff and units that weren't used to working together.
And it's called joint because it has units from each of the services. Can you talk about those units?
Certainly, yes. It has the special mission units, so-called, of the services underneath it. The better known of those are the Army's Delta Force. Its full name is First Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, and the Navy's SEAL Team 6. The Air Force has an equivalent organization that's for most of its recent history has been known as the 24th Special Tactics Squadron, but went through a series of name changes before that. There's a unit that I refer to a lot in the book as Task Force Orange, because that was its nickname in Joint Special Operations Command, and it joined Joint Special Operations Command quite late in the sort of 2004 time frame, but it had existed for a couple of decades before that. In addition to those units, JSOC can call on the 75th Ranger Regiment of the United States Army, which is sort of an elite light infantry, airborne light infantry unit that has since 9/11 taken on a lot of the characteristics of the special mission units, and the Army's 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, which is a helicopter unit, plus a variety of smaller niche organizations.
And it also has the designation as a national mission force. So what is the importance of that? What's its chain of command?
Its chain of command operationally is normally, depending on what part of the world it's operating in. For instance, if it's in Iraq, it would report, or Afghanistan, it would report to the U.S. Central Command commander, who is the sort of the combatant commander for that part of the world, the four-star commander who runs that part of the world, as you obviously know because you wrote a book about those guys. And then it's obviously from him it goes up to the Pentagon and to the White House in very short order. But it really works. It really works for for the Secretary of Defense and for the and for the President.